States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. This is Monday, November 21st. Have any questions or comments? Anything on your mind? Come up to the microphone. What's your name and address and tell us what's on your mind. Call the roll, please.
Cedar.
Here.
Kinspotter.
Here.
Kleeman.
Here.
Kufa.
Here.
Laporte.
Here.
Hall.
Present.
Councilman Volz is absent. Can I please have a motion to excuse him?
So moved.
Support.
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. And then, I guess I'll just say, Mr. Voles is in Florida at Walt Disney World with the band, and they are playing at the Magic Kingdom, I think, as they just finished? Well, that's where he is.
Exciting.
All right. Consent agenda, City Council minutes of November 7th, 2022, regular meeting, recommendation approved, and Cemetery Board of Trustees minutes of October 11th, 2022, meeting, recommendation received.
Motion to approve A and B as presented.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We have no ordinances and resolutions tonight. Board of Administration, Ms. Sturdy.
Yes, I have quite a few things to share tonight. First, we'll start with the road update. Now that the local road projects are done, AEW will start with the pavement surface evaluation and rating study, commonly known as the PASER study. As a reminder, the city was awarded a SEMCOG grant to partially fund the study, and as soon as it's done, council should consider a special meeting for 2023 road projects. Like most of the state, we had one of the highest voter turnouts for the midterm election. Election day went very smooth. I want to publicly thank all election inspectors, poll workers, Deputy Clerk Morgan, and other office staff for their part. Results are posted on the city and county websites. Congratulations to all elected members. The oath of office for the new term will be conducted at the first meeting of the new year, which will fall on Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023. Part of that ballot was Proposal 2. Proposal 2 is directly related to the election process and makes several but two significant changes. Due to that passage, we will expect an increase in the election budget for contractual services and supplies that will be needed to cover the required 9 days of early voting accessibility for state and federal elections and a permanent absent voter mailing requirement. But for now, we wait for implementation guidance, and as soon as more information comes in, we'll share as appropriate. The Michigan DNR recently announced Michigan Spark grants for outdoor recreation. There's $65 million available in funding, and it's a first-come, first-served type of award. The Recreation Department is moving forward to apply for the first round of funding. Those awards will be announced in January. The proposed projects include permanent bathrooms in Palmer Park and Gregg Park, and a splash pad and a new playground equipment set in Kletcha Park. So more information on that as it comes. Water treatment plant improvements are moving along quickly now that some of the funding has been situated with the state revolving funds, grant and loan. Fishbeck engineers will be on site next Monday, the 28th, to walk through the water plant and attend a kickoff meeting. Seasonal brush collection. DPW conducted a one-time citywide sweep with brush collection, and now they're on schedule, on the posted schedule. You can find that on the website. We hope everyone enjoyed the parade on Friday. Thank you to Sue Daniels and the other parade committee volunteers, participants, the Marysville Marching Band, all first responders, CTV for broadcasting, and city staff. The crowd barricades seem to work well. I think we should implement that in the future. The seasonal decor looks great. There's new banners, refurbished snowflake lights, a new tree platform, which now negates the use of those guide wires, so that's good. A new tree and new bows on the boardwalk garland. Those bows were fashioned by Silk's Flower Shop. Grants and private donations covered almost all of these things, and there was also the insurance payout from the damaged tree from the windstorm of last year. There's 3 vehicles that will be posted on the online auction website. I'm aiming for December 6th to have that all ready to go. There's a 2002 Dodge Ram truck, 2003 Jeep Liberty, and a 2005 Chevy Tahoe. It is open to the public, and that link will be available on the city website as well. Security camera installation is also scheduled for December 6th. Thank you to Corporal Ennis, who is taking the lead on that project. There's going to be a project on the bridge over the Pine River, the MDOT M29 bridge repair. We had a pre-con meeting, and the project started the week of 11/7, and is scheduled for completion the end of April. It includes a hydraulic cylinder, tail lock, and concrete patching over the Pine River area. A traffic shift is expected and only 1 to 2 days of closure near the end of the project. So we'll be sure to keep everyone updated on that schedule as we get it. Hydromax is the contractor who was performing the valve exercising and assessment. They are done with that part, and they are now currently inputting the data into the GIS system. So that's good. Should be done by the end of this year as intended. Quentin Bishop, the new city superintendent, visited the office last week. We had a productive conversation, and he met most of office staff, plus Bob Beath, who happened to be in the office at the time. We look forward to welcoming him to the team in January. City Hall offices will be closed intermittently throughout the holiday season, Thursday and Friday this week, 11/24 and 11/25 for Thanksgiving. Trash pickup will be on Friday this week, so it is delayed 1 day. For December holidays, the office will be closed Friday the 23rd, Monday the 26th of December, Friday the 30th, and then again Monday, January 2nd. All City Hall closures are posted on the city website calendar, and reminders will be shared at the next 2 council meetings as well. I will be out of the office next week, Tuesday through Thursday, to attend Institute as my 3rd year towards my Master Municipal Clerk certification. I'll check email and phone as allowable, of course. And I know today's agenda is light, other than my report, but know that. But December 5th agenda will have many action items on it, including several items needed for the Spark Grant, end-of-year housekeeping, and some water treatment plant improvement funding decisions that will need to be made. That is the end of my report for today. Does anyone have any questions on any of that?
I do have another question. The guardrail at the status on that.
Yes, I did ask Bob about the status of that, and it's on their list of things to do. I don't have a reason why it's not done yet.
Anybody else? All right, Mr. Downey, you have anything?
I have nothing this evening,
Any
Your Honor.
questions for Mr. Downey? Any city departments? E is authorities and boards, commissions, committee chairs, council reps, anything? We have no unfinished business. Let's go to new business number 8. Authorize approval of consent judgment, Magna Drive. Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor. Council members, before you is a proposed consent judgment that's been prepared by Attorney Brian Doyle of Grand Rapids. He represents Magna. You'll recall in April of last year, 2021, Magna had approached the city about the vacation of platted roads on the area, the industrial park north of Yankee. And the city council did in fact pass a resolution vacating the roads that exist only in theory on that plat. But there's also a requirement that the vacation resolution is not enough to affect that change. There had to be a petition filed in circuit court. There's a number of state agencies, county agencies, of course, the city, and any property owner within 300 feet of the area has to be notified, served, and allowed an opportunity to be heard on this. It's worked its way, some 18 months later through the process, and it's been reduced to a consent judgment, which MAGA is now seeking to have all of the participants in the lawsuit agree to, so they can move on. So this is, I guess, more or less an affirmation of the resolution that was adopted back in April of 2021, and with your consent to the entry of the judgment, Magna will be one step closer to getting the plat amended.
What sort of motion are you looking for?
Just a motion to approve proposed consent judgment.
So moved.
All right, the motion is made, supported. Questions, comments? All right, call the roll, please.
Kinsvater,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Kufa,
Yes.
Laporte,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Foltz is absent, Cedar.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you. B, authorize approval of consent agreement with NEVS Magna.
Your Honor, I'll take that one as well. Members of council, at our last meeting, you approved an access agreement that was proffered to us by Magna that would permit them to begin construction on the site pending the resolution of the property transfer. What we've learned subsequently was that the document we received was locally generated and not from their headquarters in Toronto, and apparently that caused some upset with the folks in Toronto, and they asked us to reauthorize the letter per their requirements, which I think simply add the superintendent's signature line and an attachment, which is a visual of the area. So again, another bit of a duplicative process here, but we're seeking to have council's approval of the revised agreement.
I do have one question, Bill. While this whole process is going on of building this plant, the city's gonna own the property, correct?
City owns the property until it's transferred, yes.
Any possible way the city could be liable for any accidents that occurred on that property during the construction?
Well, I can't, I mean, it's theoretically, yes, but with workers' compensation laws and things of that nature, the liability would be with the builder. Primarily.
I'm talking lawsuits or something.
Right.
That wrote in here anywhere, is that mentioned at all in this?
It's not.
Did we?
Well, it could be. It just, I suppose that it might be considered a complicating issue on what we believe is simply going to be a pass-through of the transfer of the property to the entity that's not yet created in, over the next 120
I'm worried
days.
about from we owning it to transfer it when all this construction goes on. God forbid something happens.
Right, and I guess specifically as to that hypothetical, workers' compensation law in Michigan limits recovery to a certain administrative process. And additionally, government has, municipal government such as City of St. Clair has immunity from certain torts. So I don't think that it's a practical concern. And if it were, I would have insisted on it. I think it's more of a theoretical concern that I think, given the nature of the transaction, isn't worth batting around.
I was just curious, something could happen.
Yeah, no, it's a good point and something that we considered.
You have a motion yet?
When are we expecting the transfer of the deed?
Probably within days
Within
of the
days?
creation of the creation of the entity, which is about maybe 90 days out.
90 days out?
Yeah,
So we're looking at 3 months of them building?
maybe a little more
building
than
on
3.
our
I think
property?
December 9th, there's some date in the first half of December at which point the
90 days is up?
well, no, the LDFA will be approved by the state actor that creates it. And then there's a period of time where there are hearings that are going to be scheduled, and after the passage of perhaps another 60 days beyond that, that's when it'll be created.
And they'll be building on that site?
In the meantime, yeah.
Meantime.
Yeah.
Does Mr. Clayman have a good point here? Should we add that to the?
As I mentioned, in that possibility, somebody who were to be injured potentially has certain hurdles that they'd have to overcome. One is that Michigan has a workers' compensation law that limits people who are injured on the job to administrative remedies against their employer. And then as to governmental liability, there's an immunity statute that the city is from ordinary negligence, it's prohibited from being sued.
Okay.
So I don't think that it's a reasonable expectation that the city would be in jeopardy on this.
So what if somebody dies on the property in an accident?
They're limited to
Limited.
their remedies under the Michigan Workers' Compensation Law.
Good enough for me, thank you.
Make a motion to accept and approve.
I'll support.
All right, the motion made and supported. Questions? All right, call the roll, please.
Kleeman? Pufa?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
Paul? Folds is absent. Kinsvater?
Yep.
Peter?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. Go to number 9, claims of the council, November 10, November 17, 2022.
Hearing no questions, Your Honor, I make a motion to approve as presented.
I'll support.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Go to number 10, public comment and questions, anything non-agenda, do we have anything on their mind tonight? All right, we'll go to number 11, mayor and council, I have a couple things. Nowhere near what was reported earlier, but, and just to remind, I'm just kidding. All that was very pertinent. Trash is Friday, everybody gets that. Santa Parade, Grease, Sue Daniels, great job. And I do want to give a mention to Aaron Buckley, who was the band director in Marysville, who went to St. Clair High School. And when our band was given the opportunity to go to Walt Disney World, Aaron Buckley was very strongly implemental in getting us a band for Friday night, and it turned out very well, actually. So thanks to them. Hope everybody has a safe, healthy Thanksgiving. We think of anything else?
With that, should we send Marysville a thank you letter from the council on
Good
their
idea.
participation?
Good idea. You're thinking of something nice. Good deal.
Here, nothing else, Your Honor, I make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Have a good night. Have a good Thanksgiving, everybody. Be careful out there.
15 minutes. There we go.
Can I pick your brain and I'm gonna switch this too?